Welcome to another episode of Music Therapy. I'm John, your resident therapist, and today we are listening to another MACKLEMORE song, Starting Over by MACKLEMORE, Ryan Lewis, and Ben Bridwell. Let's get right into it, and please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and drop the next song you want to see me react to down below in the comments.
1, 2, now. Those 3+ years I was so proud of, and I threw them all away for 2 styrofoam cups. The irony, everyone will think that he lied to me. Made my sobriety so public there's no fucking privacy. If I don't talk about it, then I carry a date. That's 08/10/08, and now it's been changed. And everyone that put me in some boxes saying that I never was, just a false prophet that never came. And will they think that everything that I've written has all been fake, or will I just take my slip to the grave?
Yikes, so he's feeling some imposter syndrome from relapsing here. Likely on, he said, styrofoam cup, so I'm assuming promethazine, or otherwise referred to as lean, which is, a purple bubbly drink. It makes you feel kind of woozy. And yeah, it's so hard when you're such a public figure like MACKLEMORE and you carry this weight of other people's recovery and your own recovery, and you feel like you failed and let down the entire world. So much guilt and shame will drive you to relapse really hard, but he has such a way of putting his struggles and concerns into beautiful, beautiful pieces of art and making something beautiful out of his struggles.
Put me in some boxes saying that I never was, just a false prophet that never came. And will they think that everything that I've written has all been fake, or will I just take my slip to the grave? What the fuck are my parents gonna say? The success story that got his life together and changed. And you know what pain looks like when you tell your dad you relapsed and look him directly into his face.
Yeah, oh geez, like if you're thinking about how your parents are gonna react, odds are that's something pretty severe, pretty intense, that will lead to some distress in your life.
See, on your shoulders, exceedingly heavy weight. Haven't seen tears like this on my girl in a while. The trust that I once built's been betrayed, but I'd rather live telling the truth than be judged for my mistakes.
Yeah, it's so important to own up to a lapse and not make a slip a slide. And if you can confront and own up to where you are, like, oh yeah, I had a few drinks, I had a few, lines, and look, I really need help. That is so crucially vulnerable, and that can save your life and save your relationships, because if you start deceiving and lying to everyone full-blown scale like most people do when they relapse, then that trust isn't going to be just damaged, it's going to be broken for the foreseeable future, and it's going to take years, sometimes decades, to build that trust back up, because once people get hurt, they're on guard. They don't want to be hurt again and betrayed.
Falsely held up, giving props, loved and praised. I guess I gotta get this on the page. Feeling sick and helpless, lost the compass where soap is. I know what I gotta do, and I can't help it.
That's a great line. Feeling sick and helpless, lost the compass where self is. Because we become like a skeletal, dormant, worst version of ourselves in active addiction, and we don't honor our own potential, our own values anymore, and we become like the worst part of ourselves.
The compass where soap is, I know what I gotta do, and I can't help it. One day at a time is what they tell us. Now I gotta find a way to tell them. God help them. Yeah. One day at a time is what they tell us. Now I gotta find a way to tell them. The music they listened to when they first got clean. Now look at me, a couple days sober, I'm fighting demons. Back of that meeting on the east side, shaking, tweaking, hope that they don't see it, hope that no one is looking, that no one recognizes that failure under that hoodie that's posted in the back with my hands crossed, shook in the...
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, he was so inspiring and so relevant in so many people's recovery journeys. I've worked with some people who love MACKLEMORE, and it's like his failure does not mean that he still didn't have his relapse doesn't mean that his music still didn't reach and touch and help and heal so many people. It just means that he has to focus in on himself. And but that shame is so pervasive in addiction and relapse.
East side shaking, tweaking, hope that they don't see it. Hope that no one is looking, that no one recognizes that failure under that hoodie that's posted in the back with my hands crossed, shook. And if they call on me, I'm passing. If they talk to me, I'm booking up that door.
Yeah, and I think we're so much more than the mistakes we make. And if you wrote songs like this, like Other Side, then I think you are redeemable, and like you've already had such a positive impact on the world. And it's important to keep that in perspective, like your net positive impact on your world, on your family, on your relationships. And know like that addiction and relapse doesn't totally define the trajectory of the rest of your life unless you let it, and unless you let it take over.
Hands crossed, shook, and if they call on me, I'm passing. If they talk to me, I'm booking up that door. But before I can make it, somebody stops me and says, are you MACKLEMORE? Maybe this isn't the place or time. I just wanted to say that if it wasn't for Other Side, I wouldn't have made it. I just look down at the ground and say thank you. She tells me she has 9 months and that she's so grateful.
That's gotta be so fulfilling. But you see how the shame is manifesting. He's looking down at the ground. He's saying thank you. Doesn't look at her in the eyes. Doesn't want to connect because he feels like she'll see right through his relapse and right through his recovery that, he had lapsed for him.
Tears in her eyes, looking like she's gonna cry. Fuck, I barely got 48 hours. Treated like I'm some wise monk. I wanna tell her I relapsed, but I can't. I just shake her hand and tell her congrats. Get back to my car, and I think I'm tripping, yeah. Cause God wrote Other Side, that pen was in my hand. I'm just a flawed man.
God wrote Other Side. I believe that. I mean, that is so powerful. Such a powerful song, really emotional, and such a huge meaning to it.
And I fucked up, like so many others, I just never thought I would. I never thought I would. Didn't pick up the book. Doing it by myself didn't turn out that good.
Right, we're only as strong as our communities and the people we have. And if you try to do anything alone, you're going to be stunted. You're going to be stopped by your own limitations as a person. And everyone is limited. We all need connection. We all need people to help us with things that we are bad at. And that's why companies have so many different jobs, because they recognize like someone could be good at something else but not at everything else. And that's why specialization is important for efficiency and production and things, but also just good for our mental health. To do the same thing, similar things that we're good at, is fulfilling for us.
Didn't pick up the book. Doing it by myself didn't turn out that good. If I can be an example of getting sober, then I can be an example of starting over.
Yep.
If I can be an example of getting sober, then I can be an example of starting over.
Yep.
We fall so hard, now we gotta get back what we lost. I thought you'd gone, but you were with me all along.
What an incredible song. I love that line of, if I can be an example of getting sober, I can be an example of starting over, because relapse and lapsing is absolutely a part of recovery. Sometimes people have to relapse several times in order to fully get sober, and taking it with grace and patience is part of the healing process, and not degrading yourself with self-defeating, self-berating self-talk is really important for that recovery process. But thank you so much for being here. What an incredible artist MACKLEMORE is. So grateful that y'all are recommending him. Please drop the next song you want to see me react to in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next music therapy episode.